The $10 that changed everything. On a bone-chilling October night, while working a late shift at a small gas station, a young black woman made a choice that would change her life forever. Riley Thompson didn't expect her act of kindness to lead to anything more than a simple thank you, but fate had something else in store. It was close to midnight at Maplewood gas station, just off a quiet stretch of highway. Riley, 23, was restocking snacks, bundled in a thin hoodie that barely kept out the cold. Her fingers were numb, her back ached, but quitting wasn't an option. She needed this job to get through business school. She had big dreams. One day, she would own her own cafe, a cozy place where people didn't just grab coffee but felt at home. Her mother, Denise Thompson, had always taught her to work hard and help others when she could. Because one day, Riley, it might be you who needs help, her mom would say, recounting the tough years when every penny counted. Those words had shaped Riley into someone who valued kindness over everything else. But lately, kindness felt like a liability at Maplewood. The station had been bought out by Titan Energy, a heartless corporate giant, and under its new district manager, Carl Whitaker, everything had changed. The new rules were cold and strict. No handouts, no exceptions, no humanity. Cameras were installed everywhere. Carl was ruthless, breathing down employees' necks with the mantra, "This is a business, not a charity." Riley hated the soullessness of it all, but rent didn't pay itself. So she kept her head down until that night. The screech of a sputtering engine pulled Riley's attention to the window. A battered Toyota Corolla limped into the parking lot, headlights flickering. Behind the wheel was a woman who looked utterly spent. Her tailored blazer was wrinkled, her hair frizzed, but it was the baby seat in the back, where a tiny bundle slept under a too-thin blanket, that caught Riley's eye. Moments later, the woman entered the station, clutching her purse as if it contained her last dollar. "Evening," Riley greeted with a warm smile. "How can I help?" The woman hesitated, her voice a strained whisper. I need to get to Charleston, but I only have $15. How far will that get me?" Riley's heart twisted. Not even halfway, she thought, glancing at the baby through the foggy glass. "How much do you need to make it home?" Riley asked gently. The woman bit her lip, shame heavy in her eyes. 30. But I know that's asking too much. Riley didn't think twice. Her mind flashed back to her own mother, once struggling at a gas station, counting change to get home. She pulled out her wallet, sliding a crisp $10 bill across the counter. "I got you." The woman blinked in shock. I can't let you." "You can. It's just $10, Riley assured her. "Get home safe. Pay it forward when you can." The woman's eyes welled with tears. "Thank you. You have no idea what this means." "Drive safe," Riley smiled, grabbing the gas pump herself. As she filled the tank, she peeked through the back window at the peacefully sleeping baby. No child should feel the burden of life's struggles. When the car finally rolled away, a soft warmth settled in Riley's chest. It was a simple act, but it mattered. But before she could even savor that feeling, she noticed Carl Whitaker standing at the entrance, arms crossed, face like thunder. "Step into my office." Now. Riley's stomach dropped. She knew what was coming. Inside, Carl didn't sit. He loomed over her, his voice a low snarl. "Do you think I'm blind, Thompson? I saw everything." She had a baby in the car, Riley defended. She needed help. "And you stole from the company to do it," Carl barked, slamming his hand on the desk. He replayed the security footage, freezing the frame where Riley handed over the $10 bill. "That's theft. That was my own money," she snapped. "Doesn't matter. You broke protocol. And guess what? You're fired." The word hit her like a slap. Fired. Just like that. 3 years of dedication gone over $10. Riley's throat tightened, but she wouldn't give him the satisfaction of seeing her beg. With a calm she didn't feel, she unpinned her name tag, set it on the desk, and walked out into the freezing night, unemployed, humiliated, but not regretful. Her mother's voice echoed in her mind. There's never a wrong time to do the right thing. An hour later, she sat on the edge of her worn-out couch in her tiny apartment, surrounded by textbooks she might not be able to afford next semester. Her mind raced with worries, rent, tuition, groceries, but she still felt no regret. Then came the knock. Firm. Purposeful. She frowned. It was nearly 1 a.m. She peeked through the peephole. A Rolls-Royce Phantom idled at the curb. Standing at her door was the last person she expected, the woman from the gas station, now looking entirely different. Her wrinkled clothes were replaced by an elegant coat, her hair sleek and polished. The baby was still asleep, nestled in a more luxurious car seat. Beside her stood a tall man in a tailored suit, his presence commanding. Riley opened the door, her heart racing. "Riley Thompson?" the man asked, his voice calm but authoritative. "That's me." He extended his hand. "I'm Alexander Caldwell. This is my daughter, Lila." "The Alexander Caldwell? Billionaire CEO of Caldwell Enterprises?" Riley nearly staggered. What's going on?" Lila Caldwell smiled gently. "You didn't know who I was. You helped me without expecting anything in return. I didn't forget that. There was a baby," Riley stammered. Alexander's gaze was steady. "You showed kindness when no one else did. And that matters." He paused, then added, "I recently acquired Titan Energy. I saw what happened tonight, the footage, the way you were treated." Riley's stomach dropped. He continued, "I'm not here to offer you your old job back. I'm here to offer you a better one. I want you to manage that station." Riley blinked. What?" "Full salary. Benefits. The works. You understand people, Riley. That's what makes a good leader." It was surreal. Just hours ago, she'd been fired. Now, she was being offered a management role by a billionaire. And she knew her answer. "I'll do it," she whispered. Her first day as manager felt like a dream. The station had been rebranded under Caldwell Enterprises, new signage, cleaner spaces, but the real change was inside. She created a simple program, Pay It Forward. Customers who could afford it could leave extra money for those who couldn't. A few bucks here, a few there. Enough to help someone get home. At first, people were skeptical. Then came the first act of generosity. A trucker left $20 in the fund. The next day, a young mother short on gas was able to fill her tank. Word spread. More people chipped in. The program grew. But the most powerful moment came weeks later when Lila Caldwell returned, this time, dressed in a tailored suit, holding her now giggling baby. She approached the counter, sliding a sleek black Amex card across the register. "How much is in the Pay It Forward fund?" "About $300, the cashier replied. Lila smiled. "Let's make it $3,000. Gasps echoed through the station. Lila met Riley's eyes. Because sometimes, $10 can change everything. 5 years later, every Caldwell gas station in the state had adopted the Pay It Forward program. Profits soared, not because people abused the system, but because kindness built loyalty. Riley, now the regional director of operations, sat in her glass-walled office, overlooking the city skyline. On the wall hung her business degree. Next to it, a framed $10 gas station receipt, the one that had changed her life. A knock at the door pulled her from her thoughts. Lila Caldwell walked in, all elegance and charm. "Busy saving the world?" Lila teased. "Trying," Riley grinned. "My dad still calls that Pay It Forward program one of the smartest business decisions he ever made," Lila said. "He thought kindness wouldn't be profitable," Riley chuckled. "And you proved him wrong." They shared a smile. Because in a world obsessed with numbers and bottom lines, Riley had shown that sometimes it's not about profit. Sometimes it's about people. If this story moved you, hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. Let's keep sharing stories that remind us of the power of kindness. And remember, sometimes the smallest act can change everything.